And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining.
And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Taproom Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Lads, here as always with Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson. What's going on tonight, Ben?
Not too much, man. Enjoying a good day of hockey. Got some good baseball in. Getting ready for this NBA Finals. Man.
Let's go, y'all.
Good day today. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It was a good day. Nice weather out here in Vegas. Not too hot. This Dodgers-Pirates game right now is fucking crazy. The Pirates seem to own the Dodgers, which is fucking absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I just don't understand it.
Yep.
But, you know, it is what it is. When we were on last night, I told Irvin that I bet on the Pirates last night because they were plus 295, so I was just like, threw a couple bucks on it, like, fuck it, dude. You know, like, what's the worst that could happen? And they ended up winning the game, and I was like, all right,
awesome.
dude, let's go. But, yeah, man, other than that, good day. So-so day of betting. My best bet from yesterday, not good. I owe everybody drink on me if I see you. Angels got fucking washed. Noah Syndergaard, dude, fucking 4 inning or 2 and a third innings, fucking 5 runs allowed. I mean, it was just all downhill from the beginning. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. My Oilers future bet still alive too, Ben.
I mean, we're in game 1. Of course, it's alive.
It's still alive, dude. It's still alive.
Yeah.
But make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device using promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door, and you don't even have to leave your fucking house. It's that easy. Make sure to do that. With that being said, Ben, we got a great show on tap tonight. We're going to talk about, obviously, some NHL. Going to talk about the game tomorrow. We are in the conference finals right now. And then we're going to talk a little baseball futures, MVP action, and then we're going to get some best bets in. But, Ben, before we get to all that, on Sunday night, you called me out saying you bet the Blues. Well, I went and dug, and I got the truth right here for you, all right? Here we go. I'm going to play it real quick.
You know, both looked at the Blues here.
I like the Blues. And I honestly, I do think the Avalanche are the better team, but I think this could be a very interesting series here. Especially if St. Louis continues to get great goaltending, this is going to be a much better series. And I think people in the market even says like minus 400 Avs, so heavy favorite here. Blues plus 325. I'm not saying I'm gonna bet the Blues, but I'm saying that I don't think the Avalanche are gonna just run through them. You know what I mean?
I think the Avalanche are still going to run through them.
I mean,
And the Avalanche ran through them.
well, I did say that I was gonna give them 2 games, and they won 2 games. So I'm just saying, dude. I didn't say I was gonna take the Blues. I just said that it wasn't going to be an easy series. Biddington goes down, and then obviously the series was over after that.
Yeah. Did you hear about Biddington, what he did to Kadri after that game?
He texted me about it, but I didn't see anything about it. But the interesting thing about Kadri is after that injury, he played a lot better. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of fired up because that first game back, like, they were kind of headhunting him, dude, and he took it personal.
Oh, yeah.
But what did Biddington do?
It was I think it was either post-game interview or an intermission interview. They were interviewing Kadri, and Binnington walked by, saw Kadri, doing the interview, laughing at it, and threw his water bottle at Kadri as he was mid-interview. And Bennington
Wow.
came out today and said, "Yep, I did it."
What's up with all these immature reactions going on in
Oh,
sports
yeah.
right now?
I mean, Bennington is a hothead, and he is probably one of the most immature, players that we've seen. He
It's not
will
like
go
Kadri
out
like hurt him on
after.
purpose.
No, not at all. The defenseman pushed him in, so it was a little suspect to me, but is what it is. The series is over. Bennington will get better in the offseason, and I'm sure he'll have a target on his back.
Yeah, by the Avs for sure.
Yeah.
Whew, that's crazy. You sipping on anything tonight?
I am. I'm going same thing I sipped on Friday. I'm going with the Knee Deep Deep Clarity IPA, West Coast IPA, coming in at 6.5%.
Nice, man. I'm sipping on one of those Sangrita light beers.
Oh yeah.
It's all right. It's a nice light drink for a Tuesday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to crack open one of these fucking big dog pale ales down here. Maybe. Depending on how this episode goes. I'll probably definitely open it. But let's talk about the action today, man. So we had the first game of the NHL Western Conference Finals. Sorry, trying to pull up. I pulled up tomorrow's and I didn't even pull up today's with the lines closed at. So it closed at Colorado minus 192 as a favorite. Over under was 7, but it was juiced major to the over. So you had to pay a premium on the over.
Yeah.
And then it was minus 1.5, obviously, was plus 121, plus 1.5, minus 145. Obviously, it was a crazy game, dude. Ton of goals scored, which I think we kind of all anticipated.
Yeah.
Final score 8-6. So, what was your thoughts on what was your takeaway from this game one?
I mean, it was crazy, and I we knew that this was going to be a high scoring game, and it definitely exceeded my expectations of that. I think I think as we got further down the line and as we got our backup goaltenders in there, both teams just kind of played more so that offensive hockey and just kind of let the defense just go at the wayside. So it was it was an entertaining game, that's for damn sure.
Well,
I think Colorado played.
The backup for the Oilers only allowed 1 goal, and then it was 1 empty netter.
Didn't
Now they pulled Smith after 6 goals.
Okay, after 6, yeah. But even then, like, there was the post, there was a empty net that they missed. I just thought that even Edmonton's goalie was just kind of.
I mean, none of the goalies were good.
Oh, yeah.
Koskinen was actually the best goalie. He faced 21 shots, had 20 saves. Kemper faced 16, only had 13 saves. Francois faced 21, had 18 saves.
Yeah.
Mike Smith faced 25 shots and only had 19 saves.
Yeah.
I thought, honestly, like, my biggest takeaway is that I know Colorado's a much deeper team. Like, that is a given, right?
Yeah.
But, like, Edmonton's first line is really fucking good. Like, it's probably the best first line in hockey. But I felt like Edmonton was taking way too many risky chances, like their defenseman coming up, and then they were letting fucking Colorado go back on a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2. And, I mean, it was just like, you don't have a good defense already. Or I shouldn't say a good defense, but you don't have the better defense. And instead of, like, kind of scheming towards that to help your defense, they just put their defense in bad spots all game long. And so did Colorado, to be honest. Colorado did a bunch of that too.
Period was stupid hockey, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They, we saw, and even, the guys after the game were talking about this, how the Avalanche's defense, took those offensive chances when you're up by 3 goals. And that's not something that you should be doing. I mean, I think that's something that we'll definitely see, brought up to them. And, are we going to see a 3-goal lead in this series again? Probably not. But
I mean, a 3-goal lead for against either of these teams, though, is not safe.
No,
You know,
not at all. Not
either
with
of
the
these
offensive
teams can,
firepower.
either of these teams can fucking break that down. That's why I felt Colorado, like, once they got that lead, instead of like playing more defense, they kept like, they were like, oh, we got to keep scoring. So like their defensemen were taking chances, getting up, and like you can't do that against the Oilers. And if you're the Oilers, you can't do that against the Avalanche.
Yeah.
But same thing with game 1 against the Flames. The Flames were up 6-1 against the Oilers. They let the Oilers come back and almost win the game. So I'm really interested on how the Oilers are going to bounce back, because honestly, after the second period, it was 6-3. This game looked like it was kind of over, and Edmonton made it very interesting at the end. They got within 1 goal, pulled the goalie, short-handed goal, game over.
Yeah.
But I think Colorado, honestly, they gave Edmonton some momentum here, which I think can be scary. We'll see how they bounce back tomorrow or Thursday in game 2. But I saw similar things to that Calgary series, because we both had Calgary winning that series.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like,
absolutely did.
No one thought that. Well, I mean, I guess people in Edmonton thought, but most people thought Calgary's gonna win that series.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely agree with you with that. And I think we could, one thing that we need to see out of Colorado to push this series is that physical presence. They got out hit by 12 hits today, and a lot of the time it seemed like they were going around the hit when you really need to put a body on that top line, whether it's Nugent, or even top line of the power play too, whether it's Nugent Hopkins, whether it's Cassian, whether it's McDavid, whether it's Kane. Like, you need to put the body on the man, and they weren't doing that today. And I think that's probably what let the Oilers kind of skate around today. And it was something that I at least noticed, that they could have been much more physical, and it wasn't there. So I think Colorado needs to shore up that. I think they need to shore up their defense. I think Edmonton needs to get Mike Smith confident. I think it was Eddie in our group chat that was saying, when Smith allows a bad goal, that really gets into his mind, and he really crumbles after that.
He didn't even really allow any bad goals. I mean, his defense didn't help him out at all.
That's the big thing but when you're in a playoff series, and we're going to talk about this next with Tampa Bay and New York, you need your goal to stand on their head, and you need your goalie to be taking games. And I think this was an opportunity for Edmonton, who was on a run, who didn't have as much time off, to keep that momentum going and really get Mike Smith into this series. And allowing 6 goals is not going to do anything for his confidence. And yes, I know Thursday's a new game, but when your goalie's got that momentum, it really is something to build off of.
Well, I mean, he was trashing game 1 against Calgary. They pulled him early too. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is very similar to what happened. And that's what I'm saying too. Like, they battled back in that game, and they battled back in this game. They still lost that game.
Yeah, different style of play than Calgary, though. So
yeah, for sure, it's different teams, but Edmonton has that kind of talent where they're going to be able to bounce back.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's going to be interesting for next game.
They're the best offensive team left. As good as Colorado is, Edmonton, dude, they're incredible, bro.
No,
they're incredible.
Edmonton is good. Colorado offense is a whole different story, because you get offense from the blue line. So no, offensively, Colorado is the better team. Defensively,
Colorado's the better team. Goaltending, I think, is closer than most people would give it credit for.
It's really going to be a big question mark on, is Francois going to, play, a good starting full 60 minutes? Because I don't know what happened to Kemper.
They said an eye injury.
He had a previous eye injury, but I don't think that was what caused him to leave this game.
Oh, really?
They said that it could have been something that re-aggravated the eye, but he got a stick in the mask.
Well, because he
cut up his face.
Before the second period, he came out late, but they said it was because he had a broken lace.
Yeah.
And then he left after that. So I don't know, but I think this series honestly comes down to which goaltending is better. that's going to be the team that wins. You know, tonight Colorado was barely the better team, but I mean, who knows how it would have been if fucking Edmonton put in what's his face, Koskinen earlier, because he was much better than Mike Smith all night. But obviously, Mike Smith's your guy, so you got to ride with him. He played great against Calgary Flames. So aside from basically 1.5 games, it's gonna be an interesting series, dude. I think it's gonna be a 7-game series either way. I have that much respect for Edmonton. I think they're playing really hot, but there's an underdog left that I think is going to win the Stanley Cup, and it's not the Edmonton Oilers. It's the New York Rangers, Ben, because
that's gonna be interesting.
They have extremely hot goaltending, and they went into Carolina and took care of business, and Carolina is one of the best home teams in hockey. And I just think they have incredible confidence right now, dude.
Yeah, their confidence is there. The momentum is there. I'm not going to bet the money line on this game or puck line on this game because I don't know how Tampa Bay is going to come out being on 10 days rest.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think benefits. I think that benefits the Rangers.
I do as well. But you've got an incredibly hot goaltender, and then you have the best goaltender in the league.
True.
And that's part of the reason why I don't think I can. Well, I don't think I can do puck line because, it could be a New York win, and that would definitely cover the +1.5. But we could also have an empty netter, which would help with the -1.5. But I don't know. I really don't know how Tampa Bay is going to come out. Are they going to be slow? Is that first period going to really change the way the game is played? Because, New York is going to come out incredibly hot.
And they're at home.
And fast. And they're at home. But Tampa Bay can always find a way to come back.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa has the championship pedigree for sure, dude. Like, they've been there. They've done that. Yeah. New York has a lot of experience. They do have Barclay Goodrow, who's won 2 Stanley Cups. Mm-hmm. And their young guys are playing really well. Ben Heedley, Panarin. I mean, I'm sorry, not Panarin. Fucking Lafreniere. I don't know why I always get those fucking 2 confused, dude. They don't even look anything alike. But that third line for the Rangers is playing incredible right now. That was arguably their best line in the last 2 games of must-win elimination games. That was probably their best line. So
Kreider has been, incredible.
And obviously Igor Shesterkin is fucking standing on his head.
Yep.
And you're right, dude. Vasilevsky is probably the best goaltender in the NHL. But Igor Shesterkin was the best goaltender in the NHL during the regular season. The Rangers were 3-0 against the Tampa Bay Lightning this year, too.
Yep. But it's a whole different ballgame.
It is a whole different ballgame, but, man, they are hot, dude.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. What I would bet here is I'd bet the under.
Man, you like the under in the last game. Both the last 2 games went over.
Yeah. Well, I still like the under here. You've got 2
I agree
really
with you, dude.
If
the Rangers are going to win or if they're going to be competitive in this series, like, it needs to be low scoring because they're not going to outscore Tampa Bay, dude.
No. Not at all.
So I do agree with you that it's definitely going to have to be a low scoring game. The problem is like there's going to be a game or 2 where Tampa Bay is going to put up like fucking 5 goals, dude.
Yeah.
4 or 5 goals.
But I just think they're going to come out slow, which is going to be, part of the problem with them putting up a lot in this game. I think both goaltenders are going to stand on their head. You've got 2 of the top goaltenders. This is the series that I see going 7 games.
No, I think this is going. Honestly, if this series goes 7 games, the Rangers are going to win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I do think that this series goes 7 games. I think it's going to be a great series. And I like the Rangers to win, dude. And I actually put a future bet today on the Rangers to win the Stanley Cup. Because I think that they can win the Stanley Cup. They're just on this momentum, dude. They just have this momentum, dude. And I just feel like we see this every year in the NHL, dude. It reminds me of when the Kings won their first Stanley Cup. Yeah. It's exactly the same thing, dude. They had Jonathan Quick standing on his head. Yep. And then they had fucking Kopitar, Dustin Brown. Like, they had a few guys that just were putting timely goals and just won on, like, defensive games, dude.
Drew Doughty. Yeah.
Drew Doughty, bro. That's exactly what this team reminds me of. Exact same thing. Yep. They got a bunch of young guys that are good, and then they got a couple veterans, and they got a fucking hot goaltender, dude.
Yeah. Yep. It could definitely be. Could definitely be. They got two Goliaths to get over though. And
They do, but I mean, they got over one. Carolina was good all year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's gonna be interesting. It's
And they have confidence too, man, because they took out Pittsburgh. I'm not saying Pittsburgh was like great this year, but you know, the Aurora of Pittsburgh, you know, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and yes, I know Crosby didn't play Game 6, but they got past them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see them getting past Carolina being the bigger, push than getting past Pittsburgh. But
no, I'm saying just like the confidence it probably built in them. Okay, we took them out, we could take Carolina out, and now they're like, okay, we took Carolina out, we can definitely take Tampa Bay out. We beat them 3 times this year.
Yep.
We got the best goaltender. Let's just do our thing.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be a great series, though. I cannot wait for this one.
Yeah.
But I'm riding with the Rangers, baby. I'm riding with y'all. Hopefully, Rangers, Oilers, Stanley Cup. That way, I win either way, and I'm good. And all I'm doing is hedging tickets the whole fucking Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
Hey, at this point, as long as the Rangers or Oilers make it, I'm cool. I'll be happy.
I'm not gonna lie. I can see them both making it. I can see neither of them making it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Colorado, obviously best team in hockey.
Yeah.
If I have a feeling if the Oilers beat Colorado, they'll win the cup, no matter who they face. But I do think that if the Rangers beat Tampa, I think the Rangers could beat what's their face, the Oilers, just because of the goaltending. I mean, so could Tampa, but I don't know, dude. I'm just like, I think more than anything, Ben, like I think Florida was super overrated.
Yeah.
I don't think they were like as good as we thought they were because they won the President's Trophy. Like, yes, they did have a great regular season, but we see this every year. Like, the President's Trophy winner never fucking wins the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's been a while, but it happens. I think they just came into the series a little overconfident, and just let things get away from them. Had some, small injuries, which took players out of the game, not out of the series, but that just kind of caused, short lines, players being tired, playing more than they normally do. Caused some issues for Florida. And I think that's ultimately what took it. I think Florida has the opportunity to really build an even better team next year. Getting some players off the books and hopefully building up some of their younger guys to really make that push to get, past, I guess, Tampa Bay. And
I mean, how long can Tampa Bay keep this up?
It's a great question. That is a great question. But with cap circumvention, a while.
But I mean, like, they lost guys last year, you know what I mean? Goudreau and a few guys, and then these guys are getting older. Is Brady Point playing in the series, do you know? Is he still hurt?
He's not.
He's still hurt?
Injured, yep.
I mean, that's huge for the Rangers, too.
Yep.
Woo! It's going to be a good one.
Let's
go Rangers. Let's go Rangers. That tips off, or not tips off. That the puck drops 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, right?
Yep.
8 Eastern.
It's gonna be a good series. Both of these, I'm so happy with our conference finals right now.
Yeah, no, I saw a bunch of people fucking complaining on Twitter today about the fucking Oilers and Avalanche game. They're like, this isn't hockey. This is too many goals. It's like, dude, this is hella good, dude. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. These are just two good offenses.
And that over-under is going to bump up for next game. I'd probably take the under because you're going to have both teams working tomorrow on tightening up their defense. And if it's sitting around 8, because I think opening was 7.5 today. Like, if it's sitting around 8,
6.5 and got up to 7.
I might have got it.
It got up to 7.5 in some books.
Yeah,
that's crazy because I saw it at 7, like midday, but it was like super juiced to the fucking over. So like you were paying minus 140, like you're paying a good premium on taking the over.
Yeah,
But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to 8. But dude, I don't know if you could set it high enough in this series. Like, I don't care how much they work on defense.
Yeah.
Majority of these games are going over.
Yeah.
There will definitely be some under ones. So you just got to pick the right one. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
The right one. You're absolutely right with that.
You just got to get lucky on that one.
That one, because that's probably the only thing that's gonna hit.
Probably. All right, let's talk about some MLB futures. So we're about a third of the way through the season right now. All-Star breaks coming up in about 6 weeks now. And we got some interesting MVP odds here. So let's start with the National League first. Right now we got Manny Machado leading the way, plus 225. Mookie Betts second at plus 360. Paul Goldschmidt third at plus 800. Bryce Harper fourth, plus 900. And Polar Bear Pete Alonso plus 1,000. And then there's a bunch of dudes after that. Nolan Arenado plus 1,200. Freddie Freeman plus 14. Juan Soto plus 18. Ronald Acuna Jr. plus 2,500. But I think a lot of those guys are long shots.
Yeah.
Unless they have like an incredible month stretch. But I mean, who knows, dude? Mookie Betts was like, who thought he was going to be MVP a month ago, and now he's fucking arguably the best player in baseball. But what's your thoughts? Do any of these futures stick out to you, like as something that you could see investing in?
I got one that I'd invest in, and I got one that I wouldn't invest in. We'll start with the one I wouldn't invest in, and that is going to be Manny Machado. I mean, best in baseball in batting average right now, OBP. Like, he is one of the top players in baseball, hands down right now. But with Tatis coming back, I think that's going to draw a little bit away from him. And I think that's going to cause him to, not be the kind of center of attention in San Diego, and, could cause his numbers to drop a little bit because you're going to get either, him getting pitched around or, the Tatis coming in and maybe hitting before him and causing, problems with, not getting in as many RBIs, not getting as many, good looks, because they either have Tatis right before or right after him. So I think that's going to cause Machado to kind of step back down to his normal, playing capabilities. I still think he'll probably be above 300, but just above 300 on batting average there. I know, 50 points is a big drop, but that could be enough to really kind of take him down.
Dude, that's crazy, because I think the Tatis part, I think that only makes him better because he has protection in the lineup.
Yeah, but Tatis is going to push him out of that, fourth spot, and probably put him in fifth?
Nah, he'll probably still hit fourth. Tatis will probably hit third. But still, it's protection, because you have to choose who you want to pitch to right there.
Yeah.
In certain situations. So, you pitch to Tatis and then walk Manny, right? Or do you walk Tatis and then pitch to Manny, which gives him a runner on base?
Yeah, I think you go the other route. I think you throw to Tatis and walk Manny.
But I mean, if you walk somebody, that's only going to increase his on base and OPS numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't help the batting average, but it does. Yeah, it does help the on base and OPS. So, yeah, I just think that he is going to decline here, especially being in the league for 11 years now. Could cause him to kind of slow down at the end of the year.
He's still pretty young, dude.
Yeah, being 29 definitely is pretty young.
11 years, dude.
Yeah. But the kind of person that I think is going to take this is going to be Pete Alonso. I think he's got a great, great odds right now too, sitting at
all right.
Plus I just lost that page there. What is Pete Alonso right now? Plus 1,000, I think, is great value there. The Mets have a really easy strength of schedule kind of, for that last 2/3 of the season at 21st overall. So sorry, I guess that would make them 9th in strength of schedule, as the easiest strength of schedule. And, that could definitely be, something that helps him out, because he's not going to get the top level of teams, top level pitchers, that he'll face on the, day in and day out basis. So I think that could be a big push for him. I also didn't realize he's only 27, only been in the league for 4 years. And like, this kid is young.
Yep.
So, leads MLB with 47 RBIs. He's still got 13 home runs, so that could, potentially triple to get close to 60. His RBIs would be up at like 150 RBIs, which is insanity. It would be 30 more than he's hit, prior to, I guess in his previous 3 years.
Yep.
And he's still batting at 286, which, again, as you're going with the, the easier pitchers coming up, you can definitely bump that up to 300. Even at 286, it's up 24 points from where he's, his previous career high. So I think you can definitely see
286 nowadays is like 320 15 years ago.
Yeah. So, I definitely can see him really building up these numbers coming forward. He's got a great lineup to hit in, great placement there. 8 doubles, which still puts him above, on pace for above where he's at. Great OB on base, great OPS, great slugging percentage. I mean, he's maybe not the best in baseball right now, but he's, up at the top, of those lists, of every single batting position here.
And I agree, dude. I actually was gonna say, like, the best value play here is Pete Alonso at plus 1,000, and I agree with the stats and all of that 100%. But he also plays in New York, you know what I mean, where he gets a ton of attention. So if the Mets are good and he's a big part of why they're good, and he has the numbers like he has right now, even if his numbers are around the top 5 guys, just because the Mets are good and he plays in New York, he'll probably get a push. You know what I mean? I agree. I don't think Manny Machado is going to continue the like stretch he's on right now. He's going to regress a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be because Tatis is back. I mean, he was playing out of his mind for like almost 2 months. And then you also see Mookie Betts playing really well now too. It's another good value play too, because Mookie plays in Los Angeles. The Dodgers are going to be good. But he's not going to have the month of May that he's not going to continue that for the rest of the season, dude. He's having an incredible month of May. But I agree, dude. Pete Alonso, my only concern about Pete Alonso is at some point the Mets are going to regress, because we've seen the starting pitching injuries already kind of take its toll, right? And I just wonder, like, is there going to be some point where the Mets, they're going to hit a slump, dude? Yeah. I do think offensively they're very talented. They have a lot of talented players, but a pitching staff is gonna take its toll. Good thing is that the Braves are struggling. Yeah. I mean, are they deep though? Like, the games they're winning right now are like 13-6, dude. You know what I mean? Like, they're just fucking, they're hitting, they're just mashing, and at some point it's gonna step back a little bit, dude. 13 runs is like incredible. Yeah. So, but I agree with you, dude. Pete Alonso is like the one that stood out to me the most today when I was looking at the futures market, and especially on the MVP. I mean, Bryce Harper, I don't think he's gonna win, especially because he's hurt and he's only hitting right now. He's a DH. Paul Goldschmidt though, plus 800, dude. He's probably been the best player in baseball the last month and a half. So that's also someone to look at too. And the Cardinals are playing pretty well. Yeah. So interesting takes, but I agree. Pete Alonso plus 1,000. Got to take a look at him. Yeah. Let's hop into these AL MVP odds. We still have Shohei Ohtani plus 210, even though he's not even really playing that well. Aaron Judge plus 350. Mike Trout plus 450. Jose Ramirez plus 1,200. And Byron Buxton plus 1,500. So basically the market's telling you this is a 3-horse race right now. Yeah. Trout, Judge, Ohtani. what's your thoughts on this? Because I don't know why. I mean, I know why Otani is plus 210, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think it's more hype, for Otani and being the dual threat that he is. But not the best value here at what is it, plus 350, but I think I got to give it to Aaron Judge. The Yankees have built a solid offensive lineup here, and Judge is playing out of this world. I mean, he's on pace to hit 60 home runs, close to, what is it, 38, almost 120 runs, scored.
That's the thing, though. He hits a ton of solo home runs.
He does. Yeah, he hits a ton of solo home runs. So, that could definitely be, a problem there. But he's hitting 309 right now, on base percentage of 376, OPS of 1.044. Like, he's got impressive numbers. Slugging percentage of 0.669. It's definitely somebody who I think can continue to do this game in and game out throughout the season. I think Trout being back hurts Otani, and I think Otani being there hurts Trout. Just because they're in a small market and their team is a 1-2 punch, not a single person. Well, I guess you can't say that, the Yankees don't have a 1-2 punch. But with Stanton out, seeing Judge really just
the Yankees
produce and
still have Gleyber Torres.
Yeah,
they got the Yankees are gonna regress at some point a little bit because they're home run or nothing, dude. They literally hit all their RBIs are basically home runs, dude.
Yeah,
it's fucking bizarre. Honestly, like I would say Jose Ramirez here just because he's probably having the best year of any of these guys right now. And we've seen him do this before. He's led Cleveland to a World Series before. But right now, he 13 home runs, 51 runs batted in. He's got 13 more RBIs than Aaron Judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got 23 more than Mike Trout.
4 triples to lead the league.
He's basically hitting 300, on base 401, OPS 148, 1048.
Yeah.
He's mashing, dude. But he plays for the fucking Guardians, and the Guardians aren't great. So will he get that attention to drive it? Or, what else could happen? He could get traded to a good team, and, that could build up his MVP resume too. Like Manny Ramirez that one year when he got traded to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar situation. So, numbers-wise, I think, and plus, what is it, 1,200 he's at right now?
Yeah,
I think that's incredible because he's the best player right now, in my opinion. But I agree with you. Aaron Judge being from New York, the Yankees are good. They continue to be good. I see why his odds are why they are at because the books are basically taking leverage on it. They're like, okay, the Yankees are gonna get a ton of people are Yankees fans. They're gonna bet Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
So it's kind of giving them some risk there. Or I'm saying risk management, I should say, putting him at plus 350. And then obviously Jose Ramirez, no one's fucking a Guardians fan, so
I do kind of see this plus 1,600 Vlad Guerrero Jr. We know that he can turn up.
Joint right now though.
Yeah. Yep. But we know he can turn up. So good. And the crazy thing is we're only a third of the way through the season.
Yeah,
we're so early in the season that really any of these teams, Judge can go out and tear an ACL and he's done for.
Bro, but Vlad Guerrero Jr. Ben has 9 home runs. He hit 6 home runs in the first 3 weeks of the season, so he's only hit 3 home runs in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah,
he's not playing well.
Yep. Wander Franco at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At number 9 at plus 4,000 just went on the injury list today. So,
dude, I wonder if they put him on there because he's not playing well too.
No, he's got a hamstring and quad issue.
Yeah, so they're just you need to rest up a little bit.
Stanton's still at 13 at plus 6,600. He's on the on the DL. So,
But again, that's the books taking a position, knowing that people will throw money because of who they are and what teams they're on. You know,
Very, very true.
because if it was based just on numbers right now, Jose Ramirez should have way lower odds, dude. That's why I think like plus 1,200 is pretty incredible. But they do that for a reason, because not that many people are gonna bet Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
Unless you like
see,
avidly watch baseball.
Yep. You can see Jordan turning around plus 2,500. I mean, any of these, players who are
Jordan hit 2 jacks last night.
who are somewhat close can still, get that turnaround. Juan Soto, if he gets traded and gets a fucking fire lit under his ass at plus 1,800 for the NL, like that could easily change. It's
traded,
just
he's one of the Blue Jays.
What's that?
If he gets traded, he's getting traded to the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I heard Blue Jays. I heard San Diego. I heard San Francisco. I've heard
the Blue Jays could pull it off, dude. And honestly, he's their missing piece, dude. Like
I've heard Arizona as well.
Arizona's got a great pitch. Nah, dude, they got a great pitching staff, dude.
Yeah,
they got a great pitching staff.
Just a bunch of young guys. See if they can put it all together.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is their bats are a lot of young guys, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta respect an organization like that. Fucking, trying to put it all out there to win.
Yep. So who's your long shot? We'll go both long shot for the NL, long shot for the AL. Over plus 5,000.
Oof. For the AL, I would.
I don't know if you have the list in front of you. If you don't,
I do.
Okay.
I'm sitting here trying to think about this. Honestly, dude, plus 8,000, Ty France from the Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's their best hitter, dude, and he's hitting over 300. He hits for power. So if the Mariners are kind of starting to heat up a little bit in the last few games. So if they start to, make a push for the playoffs, I could definitely see something like that. Obviously, it would take a fucking miracle, plus 8,000, but I mean, he's going to put up the numbers to do it. And then in the NL, bro, I don't even know, dude. A lot of these long shots are fucking, they don't have a chance, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, not Starling Marte. Like, no. I guess I'll say at plus 6,600, I'll go Matt Olson, just because he plays on the Braves, and he's a second half hitter, so I know he's going to heat up at some point.
Yep.
So that's probably the best long shot, over 5,000, I think, in the NL. What do you think? These NL numbers are crazy, dude. Some of these teams have like no chance.
Yeah. Yeah, very crazy. I also like your Matt Olson pick, but to go with somebody else, I'll go with another second half player, and I'll go with Austin Riley at plus 5,000. Same thing on the Braves, and we can see. I can see the Braves either going really hot in the second half of the season or them going really cold in the second half of the season. I think that has a lot to do with, what happens with the Mets, and if the Mets can, really continue to push, through the regular season here. Going to the AL, I think the AL is a little harder, my opinion here.
Damn, I saw Ty France and I was like, plus 8,000 for a guy that's the best player on a team that could possibly be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'll go with Xander Bogart.
That's a good one too. He could get traded too.
Yeah, he could get traded. The Red Sox aren't doing great right now, but they're in a really tough division there. And he is the best, best player on that team, offensively, in my opinion. They are still plus 16,
plus 4,000. He's ahead of him.
Who's that?
Rafael Devers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Devers there.
But I could I think Bogarts, if the Red Sox continue to play like they're playing,
he could definitely get traded.
And JD Martinez are probably getting traded because they're like free agents coming up at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's a tough division there, though. The Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, Red Sox, and the Oilers, the Orioles.
That's a brutal division, dude.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
But it's brutal.
I guess I could go. Tim Anderson from the White Sox.
He's
What's
hurt
he
right
coming in
now,
at?
though, bro. He might, and we don't even know when he's gonna come back.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked too bad at plus 8,000 there.
I mean,
But
he was probably the best player on the White Sox before he got hurt.
Yeah.
But that's because
So.
the White Sox are dealing with fucking an ungodly amount of injuries, dude.
Yeah, major issue.
Speaking of the Diamondbacks, though, the Diamondbacks just beat the Braves on a walk-off 10-8.
Damn.
So they big win for them. And then the Pirates are 1 out away from beating the Dodgers 2 nights in a row in Los Angeles, by the way. Crazy. I mean, it's just, you could get every scientist in the world around, and nobody would be able to explain how the Pirates are good against the Dodgers, dude. It's literally unexplainable.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Benjamin. It's that time of the night. Let's get some best bets for the people. Let's go win some money and head to the window, baby.
All right. For my first bet of the night, I am going to go baseball, and I am going to go with the Mariners and Orioles. I almost said it again. The Oilers, not the Oilers. And we're going to go first 5 over 4. Yeah, over 4. Total for the game is 8.5. You got Robbie Ray and you've got Kyle Bradish in as pitching for both of their respective teams. Robbie Ray's got a 4.75 ERA and Bradish has a 7.31 ERA. So numbers alone are telling me that this is going to be a high-scoring first couple of innings. Seattle's offense is stepping things up, and the Baltimore Orioles can come out and put up numbers. They usually lose by a lot of runs, but they also do put up runs. So I definitely think we can go the over 4 for the first 5 in this game. And then I'm going to go hockey. I'm going to go with the under 5.5 in the game tomorrow between the Rays and the Rays. Wrong Tampa Bay team, man. In Tampa Bay in New York. And we are, just basically because of the 2 top goaltenders. You've got the number 1 goaltender in the league in Vasilevsky, and you've got Shesterkin, who is the hottest goaltender, in all of hockey right now. So I think we're going to have 2 goalies stand on their heads, and this is going to be a low-scoring game, 2-1, 3-1 game.
I agree. I think it's going to be low-scoring. But I got some best bets for tomorrow. First best bet, we are going with the White Sox money line plus 115 on the road at Toronto. And yes, I just said that the White Sox are pretty banged up, but here is why I like the White Sox tomorrow. Rio at home this season has a 7.3 ERA, and right-handed hitters are slashing 303, 329, 526 against him, and he's giving up 44% hard contact hit rate. The White Sox are 3rd in Major League Baseball with 120 WRC plus first left-handed pitching, and 14% of fly balls that hit against righties are going out of the fucking park. On the flip side, Michael Kopech will be on the hill, and he has looked phenomenal. Biggest complaint is his 4 walks per 9 innings, but the Blue Jays are 22nd in walk percentage, and they do not walk a lot. Kopech gets a lot of misses on the bats too, Ben. Only 4% of his pitches are hitting barrels of the bat, and the Blue Jays have a 22% K rate. Give me the White Sox money line here, plus 115. This is great value. This should not be this good a value, dude. This should be more of a pick'em, in my opinion. And the fact that I'm getting this at plus 115, give me that shit. Let's head to the window and let's make some money, baby.
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tapping in with us. Make sure to join us tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Right? Today's Tuesday. Man, the holiday got me all fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, I'll be back with Eddie and Irvin. We'll be talking about the Rangers and Lightning series. And then we're going to be looking forward to the NBA Finals Game 1.
Shit, I might have to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ben, if you're around, you got to join us because that's going to be a majority of the show is going to be spent on talking about the finals. So you're definitely going to want to tap into that. Make sure to go to Devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device. Use promo code Taproom for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. Craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave, man. It is a beautiful world. God bless America. But we will see y'all later. Hope y'all have a blessed Wednesday. Let's win some money. Cannot wait for the Stanley Cup game. Go Rangers, baby. Let's go.
There we go.